Hey, good morning, everybody. Saturday morning live from Florida and Arkansas with the e-commerce business school. And you all know this young lady that's with me. Say good morning, Ann.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I got my cup of Joe. It's my first, Kurt. Just warning. Just
I,
saying, and I
I,
typically need two.
I got my cup of GI Joe. How's that?
That's awesome.
Memorial Day weekend. Yeah. So, if you even want to talk about your father-in-law again, feel free, Ann. So, we didn't plan that, but I do honor those and the families that have had, and given the ultimate sacrifice so that we could enjoy the freedoms. In fact, and I was just on with a young lady from the Philippines, and
Oh,
the famous iconic statue of MacArthur coming on to Leyte Beach is right near where she lives. And so,
oh,
and she was sitting there with her son in another part of the room. And I said to her, now be sure you teach your son about what MacArthur and the Americans did for the Philippines. And I appreciate the fact that the Filipino nation overall, historically, has greatly appreciated the role that the United States
yes.
has played, especially back in that day and age. So, Memorial Day, hey, we're just kind of, in a sense, killing time, man, until we
Oh, it's
do a formal
perfectly.
start.
Oh, yeah. No, I got it. My father-in-law served in the Pacific Theater on the San Diego. I hope I have the name of the ship correctly. And that was the ship that was the protected the other ships. Okay, so they had, that's their job, was to protect the other ships, and they never had a single bomb land on their ship, any foreign. It was a very, very like guardian angel kind of experience. Not for my father-in-law. It affected him dramatically. He did early enlistment, and there's a different name for that officially, but basically he got in when he was 17. And it actually did have he had, at that time, it wasn't known as traumatic. What did they call that? The post,
Post traumatic stress syndrome.
yeah, yeah. And so we didn't find out until after he passed away and read his records. But so he was very young and was in many, many battles, basically. And so a very horrifying experience for a young man, but he did survive that. And then he went back. He was in the Korean War as well.
Well, thank
So
you, Ann, for your family service to our country and everybody else out there on this Memorial Day. So, hey, guys, welcome. Ruth and Lisa and Jamie and Kim and everybody's coming on in. We're going to go ahead and give it a formal beginning now. Ann and I just honoring those that have participated in our country's freedom. So, welcome. This is Coach Kurt Johnson, Saturday Morning Live. I'm coming at you from south of Miami, and Ann's from Arkansas. And we're going to talk about competition and contest and how and why that is a great thing in the business endeavor. So, but first, before we get into that topic, and we do have some special guests that'll join us today, we do want to welcome all of our new members. Hundreds of new members this month have come pouring into the e-commerce business school, and it is so great getting to know you, especially those in the boot camp. That's been a lot of fun. So, and if you want to say welcome to all the new people coming on in, that would be awesome.
yes, I love it. We have had several hundred people come in during the month of May. Ruth, congratulations. I know that you have just recently joined e-commerce acceleration. So love seeing that. Hey, good morning, Sharon, Renee, Lisa in the house, Kim, others rolling in. So awesome. Yes, we're really excited for you because here at the e-commerce business school, as I like to say, we're more than just a training company. We're really a full-blown mentorship company, training platform. And the fact that we offer a 10-day accountability boot camp is demonstration of that. And that's with Coach Kurt. And the 10-day accountability boot camp is available to anybody who invests in any one of our training programs, gets the 10-day accountability boot camp with Coach Kurt. And that ties in with the spirit of competition. And I'm a big, big believer in it. I did coach in the sports world for 15 years, and which was the sport of gymnastics, which wasn't team so much, it was more individual. So you're kind of more competing with yourself. And in business, I like to say business is the sport of non-athletes. There is an athleticism to being in business. There's this whole benchmarking and setting goals, which Coach Kurt does a beautiful job of. in the accountability boot camp. So if you haven't gotten into that, again, it's available to anyone who invests in any one of our programs. And now we have it actually available as a separate purchase investment in your mentorship through the 10-day accountability boot camp. People get their set of dog tags shipped off to them when they're done. When they complete the 10 days, you got to complete it in order to get those. There you go, to get them shipped off to you. But all right, so I am going to weigh on this because this is, here you go. Isn't that cool? Here's how it boils down to in business. It is about the numbers. So when I was a weak, scrawny, aspiring little girl to be a gymnast, hey there, hi, Beth is rolling in the house.
And I don't know if I prepared you well enough for that. We have 3 contest winners that I just said just come and we'll let them talk about it, and then you can feel free to go too, Beth. And so they were going to ship. They are winners of the race to Minnesota so far. And so I asked them if they'd come on in and share about their victory and how competition is helping their business. So back to you, Ann. Beth, thanks for joining us.
Oh, just to say, it's about tracking your numbers. And so glad Beth is with us. I have so enjoyed seeing your post. You've got a recent $600 day somewhere in just the last week, I think it is. And
yes,
you're just going to town. So working 2 part-time jobs, taking care of horses, it can be done, right? Why don't you go into the disciplines that you have set in place to reach the success you have?
Hi everyone, how you doing today? I just wanted to let you know you've just come into the best community ever. I mean, these people are my friends. I moved to Florida and I don't really need any other friends because I'm constantly like with them. It's great. I'm looking forward to our next event in Colorado, and I've been very blessed. My daughter is graduating to be a flight attendant for Delta on Thursday. Wow. So all my flights are going to be free. So I can get anywhere you guys are going to be. I'm so excited. But anyway, back to, it's just, the contests are great. They keep, especially the end of the day trackers, they just keep you going, and you have to commit. You have to, there's an accountability there that's really important to have in any business. And it's just been working great for me. I mean, my numbers are we're up to 7,000 a month. So I'm excited. It's been about 6 for the last 3 months, and I'm shooting for that $10,000 a month before Q4.
Yes.
And Q4 could be 20,000 a month. That's my goal. So I'm looking to buy a house, so I've got to just keep moving here. And the contests have just been great. It's been so much fun. Kurt and Kay have been doing a phenomenal job with the Race to Minnesota. You know, really good, uplifting stuff. And starts my day out every day great. So I don't know what else to say, but just get involved. Join us.
Wow. I am so proud of you, Beth. I saw you at the Dallas, at least one of them. Well, you were sitting next to Judith at EFM, E-Commerce Funnel Mastery. I chatted with you. I'm so impressed. You have 2 jobs you hold down. You're taking care of horses. So it's not like you're able to go out there and do this full time, but you've hit $3,500 in sales, and you're getting some nice take-home pay so you can save up to buy that house.
Right. Yep. And I don't have to work for anybody. And basically, the best thing about this is, if I want to make more money, I don't have a cap. I don't have to go to the boss and say, can you give me a raise? I just have to find more time to go out and source. And I'm by myself, so I'm lucky in that way. I don't have to worry about children or a spouse. But, you know, my one job, I end at 8 o'clock at night. So I just hit the stores on the way home and hope my dog can hold it till I get back.
You let the dog know, hey, we're headed for a different house here.
That's right. He does not like the 2nd floor. So we're trying to get up to the 2nd floor because the box is my back and his legs is not a good deal. So that's where we're working at. So we're going to get there. Hopefully by the end of this year, I'll be getting a mortgage and getting a house. So that's my goal.
That's so awesome. We tell people that people quit their jobs, they buy cars, they buy houses, And so you're doing local retail arbitrage, and you are well on your way to accomplishing that. So proud
Yes.
of you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. It's because of you guys. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. I don't know what I'd be doing if it wasn't for you, because I came down to Florida and I was self-employed and had a business, and it was really hard to get a job because everything's online now. And there was nobody they could call. So, and then I saw your video, and God sent me there. It was just a blessing. So thank you for that video.
You're very welcome. I have my husband to thank, who's always holding the camera on the other. So it's a twosome, it's a partnership to do that, but I really appreciate that. It is a prayer for that to come your way for a problem of not being able to find a job after moving to Florida.
Yeah, it was scary. So, but now I don't have to worry about it. Because the sky's the limit, really. So.
Congratulations, Beth. That is awesome. I also moved to Florida. We'll have to connect at some point here down south where the sun always shines, Sunshine State. And congratulations on winning that award for and in the Race to Minnesota. And if you are listening to this and want to participate, please do. It's not too late. We have weekly winners. We have consistency winners. And we'll be giving a grand prize away in Minnesota in July at the Trifecta. So we really want to see you there. In fact, the link on this post shows you how you can join us in Minnesota at Trifecta. So thanks, Beth. Feel free to drop off. We're going to have, Ann has something else, I think.
Can you put in a word for those who are watching right now? Here you are moving towards being able to buy a house as a result of this program. Put in a word about Trifecta, because I remember meeting you there.
Well, I joined in February 2018, and my first Trifecta was actually a month later in March, and it was phenomenal. It was overwhelming because there was so much information, but it really helped me get where I needed to go, because I had watched the videos, but then there's the live events, there's nothing to compare it to. Between the friends and the camaraderie, and just the coaches are right there. Any question you have, they can, answer it right away. It's just, if there's any way possible, get to that Trifecta. It's just so worth it. It will jumpstart your business. And that's what you want. You want to be able to be your own boss today, because there's no security in a job anymore. So get to the Trifecta if you can, any which way. Sell whatever you got to sell and get there.
Awesome. Thank you, Beth.
You're welcome.
Ruth, this is Beth Donahue. Ruth wanted to know your name and saying your story is very encouraging. So, yeah. And Beth, I'll always remember sitting down with you and hearing your story about horses and angels. We'll tell that someday, okay?
Yes,
we don't have time
we
today.
Will tell that one
I've retold it. It's just a cool story. So, thank you for joining us, Beth. Feel free to jump off.
I'm going to stay on because I want to do my lesson. Yeah.
All right. Got it. So, Ann, you were talking about, and we got two other people that are going to jump in and pleasantly interrupt us like Beth did. You were talking about competition and how that works in the business world before Beth jumped in here. Whoop, sorry.
Oh, we got Sharon. We'll give it hey there. We're going to give Sharon the floor. Hello, Miss Sharon.
Joining us, Beth. Feel free to jump off.
Oh, you know what, Sharon? You've got the volume on your Facebook Live going. So you'll be hearing double. So just pull that little slider down on your Facebook. There's a little control thing. There you go. Can you hear us now, Sharon? Oh, I think she's still got it going there. You might even just have to just close out Facebook so you don't keep hearing that. You've got the volume on your Facebook Live going. So you'll I think she's having trouble finding that little slider, the little control. Okay. Huh. Can you hear us now, Sharon?
I got it in a minute.
Still got it going there.
I do.
Just have to close out Facebook so you don't keep hearing that. There we go.
How's that?
There. We can hear you and you can hear us, right?
I can.
Yay. Thank you for being here, Sharon. Thank you for your comment on a different video I did about making it through this past year, but big congratulations
Thank
for
you.
being Race to Minnesota Challenge winner.
Well, thank you.
So,
Yeah,
Sharon, I invited you to come because you won that award. I wanted just those that have won an award in the Race to Minnesota on Wednesdays. And overall, you've been running with this pack here we got Beth that's relatively new. You've been running with this tribe for a long time, and you've seen a lot of our competitions and all of that. What, if anything, does competitiveness and competition do for you and your business and winning those awards and interfacing with others like that?
well, it's always nice to have that little carrot at the end of the trail, but for me, that's not the incentive. The incentive is that those challenges make me a better person, and it makes me come to work every day. It makes me set a path that each day I'm taking a step forward. And everybody who participates is a winner, whether they get the carrot at the end or not, because your business will be successful by coming to work every day, doing something, doing at least one task towards your business. There's going to be hurdles to jump over, there's going to be challenges to face, but there's going to be an awful lot of rewards. And as you said, I've been here. Well, I joined, I think my first one was in April of 2016. It's been 3 years, and there was a race to Minnesota. And, I've been involved in every one. The end of day report has been my foundation to keep me on track, especially through the last year. But even before that, that is a foundational thing for me. Every day I do that. Because it sets the tone for my business. I know that I can be successful. I also enjoy seeing everybody else's successes and knowing that everybody is going to be a winner. They're going to be doing something. They're going to have those successes. And the challenge that people face is by coming to the community and putting them down, you're going to get answered, you're going to get help. You're going to find that support and the love from this community. And that's why I do it. And,
Outstanding. Yeah, we know you are the champion of the EOD, end of day tracker. There is no one who can match your sticking with the numbers, which makes sense. You do tax preparation, so you are a numbers gal.
mm-hmm.
And so I really appreciate your ability to stick with the task at hand, which you did all through some pretty incredible hardship this past year. Is you still kept being faithful, and like you said, it just kept your life more stable by having that routine. So you've done really awesome, Sharon.
And it's kind of a journaling effect when you do it, because in that end of day report, what I do is I sit down and reflect on the day. What were some of my emotions that I had to work through, and I put them in there because it's just a thing for me. It's for me to be able to move forward. But I looked at and I can go back and I said, okay, what can I do better? How could I have approached this differently today? What do I need to do to make something better? And that's what that tracker does. And I can go back to any day and with the tracker and see where I was. And so it is a tool to mastermind your business. And then with the community help, it's awesome because we're out there to help one another and to support one another. It's not just about us.
And Sharon, you are the consistency queen. There's no doubt about it at all. And I appreciate you coming back for another boot camp. Not only, you said, for your own accountability, but I appreciate you're right there to encourage the others that are just getting going. So what do you think the competition or competitiveness or contest will do for the new person just jumping on in? What experience, how will that help them?
Well, the competition, they're going to be challenged by their peers. And, it's that the feeling, hey, you're not going to outdo me. Our mastermind group. And there's that friendly camaraderie. Most people don't know this because I don't share this very often, but I will share it here. I was the outstanding girl athlete of my high school.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Not that that wasn't my goal, but that was the result of being in sports my
Oh,
entire high school career. And again, it's that little camaraderie, the friendships that I still have with my high school folks, the competition, and the teamwork that you develop. Because I was in team sports, not necessarily individual. Um, but it's the teamwork that you develop between the people that you're working with, of like-minded people. Um, all of us are here to succeed. We don't plan to fail. And you've got to know that you will succeed and others are going to succeed with you. Just bring them along.
absolutely.
Yeah. And that's something that I've done all my life, actually.
So here we have Jana saying, I agree with you. Your comments today are encouraging. Speaking to you, Sharon. And Jamie is asking your last name. It's Safford, Sharon Safford. And for those of you who are just coming in, this is all part of our Race to Minnesota challenge. And you're like, what's this Race to Minnesota about? Well, everyone's got their racing shoes on and they're headed towards Bloomington, Minnesota for our upcoming 3-day trifecta arbitrage workshop series. So we have 3 days of training. They're each a separate workshop, but 95% of our people show up for all 3. So it is Shop Your Way to Wealth, which is local retail arbitrage. And then we have the online shopping profit system is on Saturday. This is June 19th, 20th, and 21st, by the way.
July.
And then book flipping, pardon me, July. And then book flipping profit system on Sunday. And so whether you are coming to the event or not, we invite everybody to join the Race to Minnesota Challenge. And we do this because we always see momentum build up in people's business because they're doing it as a group and community. I didn't have that when I was working on my little push-ups and sit-ups in my house when I was trying to be a gymnast. I just did them on my own, but I knew by doing those regularly, I was going to get better and actually do the fun tricks that I was aspiring to do. I had to get strong first. And that's where the tracker comes in. You got to get strong. You got to get out there and do your action and track your numbers. When you track your numbers, you can see where you need improvement and what you might need to tweak and adjust is by putting in those numbers. That's through a tool we have in our back office called the End of Day Tracker. Coach Kurt, I think we had one more person who's possibly joining us, but
Yep.
I'm going.
Rill might be coming in, and while we're waiting for Rill, and Sharon, you're free to stay on or jump off, whatever you want to do. So Rill will be coming here in just a moment. And one thing I want to highlight there, today's lesson, if you will, is about contest and competition. And contest and competition, you have to quantify. And that's one of the things I really hit hard in the boot camp. It's not like, you don't get a participant award in business. You have to quantify the data. And that's what you were doing as a young gymnast. And that's what the End of Day Tracker is. When we started working together online, do you remember how many dials a day we were supposed to do?
It was 12. I remember we had a benchmark. So the history between Coach Kurt and I is I came online under Kurt's mentorship in 2004. That is 15 years ago. And I got right into that. We had these physical tracking sheets. I went off to Kinko's or wherever I went. And I had like 6 months worth. And then I put them in a 3-ring puncher and I was learning consultative selling and I had to track all my dials. And I almost always, Kurt, inevitably, I would push past the 12 just for good measure. And I became a top performer in that company because I was sticking with those numbers because that's what they told me to do. I trusted the process. And so I tracked everything. And it was always to end the day on a good note too, was a note there or a coaching when I was there. And so if I ended on a bad note, I pushed harder until I ended on a good note. That could apply for scanning, that you don't just give up, you stick with it as time allows until you find that product. until you come out with a positive emotion to cap the end of your work day instead of finishing with a negative. So that's a little tip there, success tip for people to follow. It's worth doing. End cap your day with success. Okay.
And write it
And that will
down.
only carry you forward in the next day to start successful.
That's right.
And write it down. So it has to become real, it has to be quantifiable. So in our contests, in our competition, we do count things. It's not just, oh, we like this person, so we pick them as a winner. No, 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 no. We're counting things, and it's important in competition. So if you're adverse to competition, if you're adverse to contest, I encourage you to develop the, then just compete against yourself. That just make sure that you are measuring what you're doing so that you have a standard that you can keep improving and going forward with. And so Anne came into the company, that's a training company, and yeah, I was the top performer until she got there. And then she flew by me, and I thought, you know what? I'm pretty good. That means she's great, so maybe I ought to work for her. But anyway, I'm kind of joking, but we had a lot of fun. But it was all around competition, and we got awards, we got consistency awards, and all that kind of stuff. And so, and I have forgiven you. It's okay. You're better than
It
me.
felt really good. I didn't even notice that. There was a consistency award though that to a certain performance. In this case, it was recruiting. And I thought, I'm never going to let it dip because I don't want to lose the momentum I got. I don't want it to dip. So if I could just maintain, which I just want to mention, Kurt, Rill, who is supposed to show up here, she is not in the right room, so to speak. She is messaging me through a private message, and I've told her to join the Zoom. So I don't know if you have access to the private message on EBS, but she needs the Zoom link. She's
Okay.
confused about where to go.
Real, I sent it to you through Facebook Messenger. And if you didn't get in this time, we're almost at the bottom of the hour, and we can do it again another time, Real. So thank you for trying. If you don't find the messenger and come on in, it's okay. So we'll get you another time. So, well, Anne, coming full circle, last thoughts about competition and contest. We got one running now. It's the Race to Minnesota. People can participate. That Kay Curtis is doing some great training on Wednesdays. Participate whether or not use that end of day tracker. Competition and competitiveness is a good thing in business. Would you agree?
Oh, it 100% is. We are, as a business owner, we need to categorize and think of ourselves as a producer. What are you producing? That's, a business gives out goods and services. And if you're not giving out goods and services, you're not the producer that you should be. Some people, I guess they may think this is a hobby and they like it because it's fun, but we have Beth here who is working hard to get a down payment on a house. Okay. So it definitely has a competitive nature to it because you need to produce. That's how you are determined by your performance, how you're rated, how you're scored for yourself is how do I rate myself? Sometimes you might have to fire the CEO and say, you know what, you're fired. You need to start over and get back in the game in the right way because ultimately your success and failure does depend on you. Because Beth, you could have come into the course and had a lot of complaints and this and that and thrown in the towel and gotten angry and a lot of different things. Right? You have that path to take. That's a choice.
Yes.
But you took a different path. Did you ever battle with, oh man, I went and I didn't find a thing. You know what? I quit. And you stomp your feet and go get angry and, then you find a reason to quit and you blame it on someone, or do you go, no, I got something to do here. I got a goal for my life.
Well, I never quit on the business, but there was days that I was like, maybe I'm not cut out to do this, but I've been in business all my life, and I taught horseback riding lessons for 35 years, and that's a very cutthroat business. So I was used to having to struggle through things, but it's just, in the beginning, I went out and like with Toys R Us, I went out and bought everything when it was only 20% off. But when everybody else bought it at 80% off, I got killed. But you know what? That was part of the learning curve. It wasn't that the system didn't work or the business wasn't good. It was just I don't know. I don't want to call it my stupidity, but it was just, I jumped. I was impulsive because I needed the job. So I went into it without totally learning everything. Okay. So, but I learned, the hard way, and I could have quit then and said, oh, Amazon's terrible, but it wasn't Amazon. It was me. It was the way I did it. So, it's just, you can't give up. You just can't give up. And the good thing about it is, like I said before, is if you want to make more money, if anybody saw Brian's $250 yard sale, I mean, if you want to make more money, go out and just spend another hour of your day. It's just, that's the way I look at it. I've got to get some debt taken care of, and my horses cost me a little bit of money, so I have to get all that settled. But I can do that with this business because I can do books. I have libraries everywhere. My issue, and as far as being ungated, I got my 50th 5-star review or 4-star review, whatever it is, the other day, and I got ungated in 55 categories now, brands. Now, I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but just keep going. Just keep going. It'll happen, because in the beginning, you're going to get ungated in a couple products, but you'll find that Amazon sells those too. They're very generous. They say, okay, but we're going to sell it too. But as you go along, I mean, it's just, I got ungated in a lot of stuff that I can really start, but I just kept going. Danita says, if you don't get it today, try it tomorrow. And that's what I just kept doing every day. I'd request to get, and I know some people don't know what ungated means yet, but you'll learn. But just, that seems to be a very big frustration with people. I can't sell this. Well, you will. Just keep going. Just keep building. You can't blame Amazon. They want people to, they want to know that you're going to be a good seller and you're going to stand behind your products. Their name's on the line. So you can't blame them for not just wanting to let anybody sell stuff. So it will happen. Just keep going. Just keep doing it. Do it. Like Danita says, scan everything you see.
That is great encouragement, because I know someone that just posted they went out for the first time, didn't find anything. I'm like, oh, honey, what does Kay say too? Just keep scanning.
Yeah, just keep scanning. Just keep scanning, because you'll find it's the craziest stuff. I mean, I found these rubber gloves and they sold like crazy, and they were like $8 on everyone I was selling on. It was like, but you wouldn't think to go scan something like that, So just keep going. Just scan everything you see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome attitude, Beth. Just love it. You too, Sharon. Just great. Any last minute questions anybody has for Sharon or Beth or Ann or myself as we bring it into a wrap here? Thank you, everybody, for participating in Saturday Morning Live. The theme here being contest and competition. So specifically for those of you that are not in the Race to Minnesota, please jump in. And especially for those, what's this whole competition thing? And well, come on in, give it a try. It's friendly and it's fun. And it does, as you've heard today, put like extra fuel. It's that nitro switch in your that'll take your car to the next level. So I think that's right, Lisa. Lisa's a drag racer. She can correct me if I got that wrong.
Basically is the reward. That's the prize. Mm-hmm. The prize is getting to Minnesota, going to the trifecta, and have your business already on track.
That's right. Exactly. That's what I encourage people. Get as much momentum as you can coming to Trifecta. This is our 3-day workshop series. That is July 19th, 20th, and 21st, because right after that is the grand and glorious Q4. It comes up so fast. And like Beth said, if she's aiming towards 10K a month right now, come Q4, she could easily hit 20 or more. So it's best get going and ramp up fast, and that's why we have the challenge in place.
All right. Yeah. Well, hey, thanks everybody. Real, thank you for being available. We'll have you on another time. Really appreciate you and your service to our country. She's I believe, a 20-year Navy veteran, Ann. And
Sharon here too.
Sharon, oh yeah, for sure. So capping off Memorial Day, thank you for all those that have served our country and or your family paid the ultimate sacrifice here on Memorial Day. We remember you for what you have done for freedom all around the world. So This is Coach Kurt. Thank you, Ann, for your experience in leading this tribe into contests, because it helps create successful business men and women like we had here today. So I don't see, look, let me check the question box one more time. I see a couple more comments here. All right. I'm already in Minnesota, so I have a head start. That's right. All right. Peter says, fabulous info. All right. Thank you, everybody. Make it a great weekend.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Bye,
Bye-bye.
Sharon. Bye, Beth. Thank
you.
you.
Bye bye. Have a good weekend.
You too.